Okay, guys, this is Dozie once again, and we are in our third topic, psychological testing and test construction 1, first semester, and we are today going to be talking about what, as a psychology students, we may not be tired of talking about, a topic you've known since first year for several years, and as a matter of fact, if there is any course that have the right to talk about it, this course is one of them, and that is the topic we call reliability and validity. Yes, it is not a topic you should move away, but because it's a topic you must expect in its totality in your exam. So quickly, we are still requesting for your questions at the comment box or your responses and your liking and sharing our videos, and please subscribe. I'm requesting. I don't know if I should kneel down. Okay, very important, guys, very important. Now, what is reliability? What is validity? Please, and the types. I will be very fast with that, but please expect it in your exam. I'm always trying to emphasize that. I'm also very sure that other schools cannot do without this topic also, wherever you are listening from. So, reliability is talking about the consistency of a measure. Consistency of a measure across time, across item, and across judgment. Reliability is talking about the replicability, the consistency of that instrument across time, across item and judgments. I've said it, I repeated it again. Now, what are we saying? We're talking about is the instrument's replicability, consistent replicability, reproducibility, and repeatability, right? When that instrument, when your personality, a friend has found you to be consistently honest across different time in the season, morning, afternoon, night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, January, February, March, December, right? That is across time, right? Across item, we are saying you are honest here. In even during exam time, you are honest. With money, you are honest. With relationship, you are honest. I'm using that for example, right? Across judgment. This is not an opinion of your friend alone. This is opinion of other classmates, family members, church members, or your religion or anything members, right? Your anything, yeah. So, like I pointed out, across time, across item, and across judgment, these three acrosses gives us the three measure, plus another one that is very important for your exam, that we're going to be talking about, the types of reliability. Across time has to do with test, retest reliability. Across item, internal reliability. Across judgment, inter-data reliability. And the fourth one we're going to be talking about, right? So, what is test, retest? Not to take our time. When you are tested now and tested as it was, so it is, and ever shall be. Now what would that end up be? Right. Okay. Now that is God. So that is test, retest. Test, retest reliability refers to the consistency of a measure to have a consistent result, or have a similar and relatively similar results across time measures, across different time measures. When the result measure of an instrument provides a consistent measure across different time measure, that is what about test, retest. In other words, I use this to measure this, and it gave me 98, and I use it next tomorrow, it gives me 97. I use it next tomorrow, 96, 99. This is a reliable via test, retest, right? Then we talk about internal consistency. If my measure want to measure honesty, like I said, we expect that An honest person will be very, will play professionally when it's talking about money, right? When you talk about relationship, the person will not look dubious or will not start sounding dubious, right? Across items, the person consistently. So, for example, your item that intend to measure depression, we should see worthlessness, hopelessness, not the one that will at a point tell you, I love to have fun. No, not a depressed person, right? So across the items, initially in our first video for this course, I discussed what is an item, right? But that is, by the way, I've talked about that. So when we say across item, consistency of that measure to still tap into the same thing, they are tapping into the same item. Now the iterator, like I said, it is used to validate instruments, right? We check it across judgment, different experts. This is when different experts submit similar opinion concerning a measure of an instrument, or a measure or an instrument. We say that instrument has a consistent internal, let's say iterator consistency or iterator reliability. Now, the last one I wanted to point out, which is very important, also as important as, even more important if you want for exam, right? Split half correlation. So imagine you had 98 in exam, right? And okay, 90. Please let me not suffer myself with mathematics here. So when you have 90 in exam and internally you have been having good marks, test retest across exams you have been having good ones, and different lecturers, that is iterator, has also submitted that you are trying, right? Now, what if split half is conducted? Now, split half is when the 100 questions that is scored 90 is divided into 50-50. Would you score 90% in first half and say 90% in second half? So in that regard, you are expected at least in each of the 50s to score up to 40 to 45, right? Or 42, 48 in the other one. This is a split half correlation. Checks whether you are the type that your strength will run down before maybe should I say Arsenal? No, Arsenal is not doing that way. Yeah, I'm looking at, there are some clubs that will want to rush you. Yeah, Barcelona will do it till the end, I think. Yeah. So they will rush you with all their strength, but before second half, 30 minutes, 20 minutes to go, they are dragging. Their strength is off, right? This is the split half. Want to see that in the two halves of the measure, whether your responses is reliable and consistent. Your student status, whether it's consistent across the two halves, then we say this is a reliable measure of your outcome or achievement or intelligence. So from here, we talk about validity, quick one. Validity is when the instrument measures what it's supposed to measure, what it purported to measure. That is when we're talking about validity. And from there, we talk about phase validity by phase. When I put up a depression, not testsng this time, Beck depression inventory, right? I'm expected to see I am hopeless, I am worthless, all those kind of, by face. I'm not even trying to go deep, but from just looking at it by face, I'm already seeing it, right? That is what we expect. We see in phase validity, right? Content validity. Content, please always remember the word holistically. Holistically. If I want to, for example, the depression I'm talking about, you understand that depression has its psychological symptoms, like feeling of worthlessness, feeling of hopelessness, others, right? Helplessness, those negative self-talk as provided by the cognitive triad of Tibet, right? Now, about the self, about the world, about the future, right? Now, what of the physiological, or we call it the vegetative symptoms? Sleeplessness, hypophagia, hyperphagia, hypersomnia, hyposomnia, fatigue, or energy retardation, or all those retardations. Now, have you checked the behavioral aspects? Loss of pleasure in things, social withdrawal, or suicidal ideations, or suicidal attempts. So we expected to check both the thinking component, the emotional component, the feeling component, and the behavioral components. If your measure is not capturing all of these areas, then we are saying that it's lacking in content validity. What is not enough for a wise, right? Okay, now criterion validity. This is when your instrument, when a measure, when an instrument is found to correlate, relate, associate with any instrument, any measure or any variable or any construct or any criterion or criteria or construct is supposed to relate with. Yes, I think that is very clear. That is criterion validity. We are saying that this is when this instrument is able to relate. When we say correlate, it could be a negative one, it could be a positive one, it could be a zero correlation, right? So when your depression instrument is able to show that I am different from anxiety, which is another emotional whatever, or bipolar, which is another disorder of affect, this depression inventory is different from this one. We say that criterion validity have what? Discriminant validity. Discriminant criterion validity. Then when it's able to measure, like we have depression anxiety scale, DAS. Yes, here you see that this instrument can measure these things concurrently. We call them concurrent validity. Please, I'm using this instrument I'm talking about just as an example, right? Please don't quote me. What I'm trying to explain is the types of criterion validity, which is the ones you're going to see in exam hall, right? You must have to see them. I don't know. Yeah, but when we say a criterion validity of an instrument is able to differentiate from others that is supposed to, in the first place, differentiate from or be different from, we say discriminant validity. When it's able to go alongside with the ones it should go along with, we say it has what? Concurrent validity. Then when it's able to tell you, you see this person, wait for the person 20 years time, it's going to blow. At that point, we say that instrument has predictive validity. If you say this person will do well in this job, you say this person by this instrument measure is good to go as a human resource manager or as a pilot or anything predictive, you are able to predict, the instrument is able to predict a future occurrence of a behavior. We say that is predictive validity, and that draws the curtain of this topic and this video, reliability and validity. And please do well to subscribe to our channel. It is actually not a reliable situation, and never could it be valid that you have refused to subscribe, nor comment, or even give us a thumbs up to encourage us in what we are doing. Please, I'll be grateful to see those things coming from you guys. Thank you, and see you in other videos.